Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is EM, aka the Evolving Black Woman. If you're here for the very first time, thank you so much for being here. This is my sacred little space on YouTube where I come to share about my F factors. So faith, food, family, friend, all the things that are making me evolving and can also help you to evolve as a woman, as a black woman. So today, um, so I jump on because I wanted to share. I haven't been as active on YouTube. Oh my God, to work and do YouTube. My hats. I take all of my different hats that I wear off to other women who are actually doing this every day. This is so hard. But I'm focusing on being consistent on my channel. And that's why I decided that I'm gonna have one video from, I'm trying to make a video like every other day so I can upload to my channel, because of course I have kids, I have other commitments, and I have work, and I'm writing. So yes, I'm teaching also. So it's kind of a just crazy doing all of this. So yeah, today I just want to talk about seven, and I love the number seven. I want to just share with you seven factors of wellness as you're evolving as a woman, as a black woman. So these seven tips that I want to share with you is actually what I have used in my life as I work to become a better person, as I hold myself accountable to being my best self. These are the things that I would have used and the tools that I would have used to evolve into a better state of well-being and wellness. So, without further ado, number one is to stay active. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm not, I'm not, I'm, I'm not old, but I'm not young. I'm in my 40s, and sometimes it irks me that I may be doing something and people are like, "Oh my God, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?" I'm a very active, vibrant, lively person. Like, I consider myself to be a very youthful person, right? And I want to hold on to that energy as long as I can, because youth and vitality comes hand in hand. So sometimes people would want to say, you can't do that because you're a certain age, and you shouldn't do this because you're a certain age. Say so, right? So number one is to stay active. And some of the things that I do, to stay active, it's like yoga on the side. I haven't been to yoga in a really long time, and I need to be consistent with that. Of course, work, right? And my hours and workout, right? That is a given. You have to work out, ladies. You have to keep your body active. You have to keep your muscles. You have to have to keep strengthening yourself, right? So that you can stay as vital and youthful as possible. So yes, stay active. You can even have your morning stretches, right? I stretch every morning because I know, like, you're sleeping for maybe 6, 7, 8 hours, and you're just staying still. For some people, when you get up, the first thing that you need to do is stretch. You need to stretch because it really put you in the mood to start your day. Just stretch. Another thing that I love to do, and I think that you would do, is to like go to swing classes. So you can swing, right? For me, I live next to a playground. I have a 6-year-old, and she loved the play park. So sometimes I go on the swing and we swing away, like we just swing away. I do cartwheel with her, like, I do all of these things because I want to stay. And that's the thing, right? Because I have a 6-year-old, I need to stay active so I can keep up with her. So the number one A factor of evolving into your well-being and wellness is to stay active. So you can walk, you can do yoga, you can work out, you can find somebody to work out with, but make sure that you do your morning stretching is very, very important. Trust me, I know. Number two And the 8 factors of wellness as you're evolving is to align yourself with places, things, and people who share common values with you, right? For me personally, I think that your core values, right, guide your everyday life. So if you're hanging out with people who drink and who smoke and who do all these things that it's not in alignment with you, trust me. There's a saying that goes, um, if you have 7 people around you, for 6 people around you, certain amount of time, then you're gonna become the seventh as to what they are doing. So if you have 6 thieves and you're hanging out with thieves, guess what? You're gonna become a thief. If you have 6 liars and you're hanging out with liars, guess what? Who's gonna be number 7? You. So you really don't want that. You want to align yourself with people who share common values, who you can look at your core values and they would also align with them, making your life so much easier, right? The worst thing you can do is be around people who you're uncomfortable with, being in places, doing things that you're not comfortable with. That's going to put a lot of stress on you. That's going to put you at you're not going to be at ease, you're going to be at dis-ease, right? So dis-ease create disease, right? So yeah, stress and all those things make things happen to your body. So you're going to align yourself with people who share common values. Number 3, accept yourself for who you are and others would learn to accept you. So one of the things that I didn't want to do is come on YouTube, because I used to always think, because I don't know, I live in Barbados a really long time and I do speak fast and I'm trying to pull that back, but then I never I'm now literally walking into my confidence, like stepping into that she power, right? So I had issues, and it's funny that I used to be a beauty queen, right? So 3 times beauty queen, walk on runways, model, do stuff like that. And I long story, but I started going to church. I was, it's crazy. So I kind of just pivot to doing different things. But then my confidence really went down, because sometimes when you go in certain spaces, you have to just kind of make yourself little, because sometimes people may think, oh, you want to show off, or you're not supposed to do this, it's so whirly. So for me, there was a lot of things that happened, but now that I know better, I really have come to accept myself. I've come to accept who I am, my vitality, my youthfulness, my funny sporty side. I have accepted all of those things because I've stepped into the person who, and I'm accepting the person who I know I was meant to be, right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is alleviate the things that are not working for you. That's a hard thing to do. I can attest to that. So for me, I have clothes that I would like to get rid of out of my wardrobe, and it's really hard for me, right? And it can be anything for you. It can be a relationship. It can be, your job, it can be anything. If you want to step into your wellness, if you want to evolve, one of the things that you need to do is to alleviate things that are not working for you, things that are not serving you. And a lot of us, sometimes out of guilt, out of empathy for someone, we may just like to hold on, right? And we want to stay in friendships that are not serving us, and in friendships that are draining us, and we're just a giver, and there's no there's no mutual transaction, right? So yeah, you have to alleviate the things that are not working for you. And I was saying before, one of the things that one of the reasons why I haven't been off, sometimes I thought about not doing YouTube is like, oh my God, like, I'm not confident enough. Like, I'm not pretty enough, like all of the things that I used to say. But now, because I'm so comfortable with myself, I'm here and I'm doing it. So I've alleviated the whole idea of shame, right? Shame around who I am, how I look, what people think I should look like. I've alleviated all of that. I've alleviated ideals and social norms and dogmas, right? And a lot of things. And now I'm coming into my own, and I want to encourage you to actually stop and think and do that. Get rid of things that are not working for you. Get rid of things that are not serving you. So, number 5, anchor yourself in your truth. Now, there's a lot of truth out there. And for some people, it may sound a bit confusing, but two things can be true at the same time. And I've come to learn that, because right now, it's what time is it? So it's kind of it's 11:45 here in Toronto, and I know somewhere around the world it's 1:45 a.m. in the morning, or it's 12:45 a.m. in the morning, or someplace. But those are truth. Those are, like, if I call my friend in Hawaii now, and then they're like, this is the time, who am I to tell them it's, oh, I'm sleeping, like, this is the time, why are you calling me? They're two true. Two things can be true at the same time, right? So anchor yourself in your truth. Don't let anybody sway you from your truth. And when you know your truth is going to set you free. And how do you know? Because you're at peace with every decision that you make around that truth. Trust me, I know. I'm walking in my truth, and I've never been happier. Don't judge anyone for their truth. You just walk and focus on your life and walking in your truth. Number 6, living and focusing on your authentic life. So authentic, and they're all A's because they're A factors, right? The A factor, number 6, is living an authentic life. Focus on living an authentic life. So what does that look like? You're accountable, right? You're accountable for your life, your actions, right? I was in many situations where, before I evolved, I would blame other individuals and say, oh, this person did this to me, or this person did that to me, and da 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 da. But then I came to understand, and I'm realizing that I was the common denominator in all of this. So I had to take accountability. I had to look at how I made this happen also. Although I may not have been in the wrong, there comes a time when you just have to step back and see, like, oh, so what role did I play in this? And when you can do that, you start living an authentic life. You're honest with others. Always be honest. And it's hard because sometimes you don't want to hurt people's feelings, right? But I've come to understand that the more honest you are and open with individuals, the more people are going to accept you for who you are. So be honest with others because you want others to be honest with you, right? Your action and your words should align. Don't tell someone that you're going to meet them for 6 and then at 8 you're now showing up. Or don't tell someone that you're going to do something for them and you don't do. And I've done that before. I think maybe recently did that, and I had to check myself. I was like, no. All you had to do is say to the individuals, individual, listen, I can't do that at this time because I'm really busy. I'm focusing on some work. I'm focusing on something that I have doing for myself. And with all due respect, I would love to do it, but I can't, right? So focus on living an authentic life. And when you're being authentic also, it's a must that you must always show gratitude. An authentic life begins with gratitude. Even if you don't have money in the bank. And I know it's hard because we live with people's norms and people's ideals. Even though, like, it's hard, guess what? Gratitude. Today, I allow myself to be at peace. I know I don't have $100 in the bank. I know I don't have $3,000. I know I don't have $1,000,000 in the bank, but I'm still grateful that I have life and I have skills that I can develop, or I have skills that I can use to make an income. It may not be a lot, but it is enough to sustain you until you are better able to provide for yourself, right? So authentic living begins with gratitude. Be grateful for every moment, even the mistakes that you make, even the mistakes. The mistakes that you make, be grateful, because if you are fully aware of yourself and your life, then you're going to see the lessons in those mistakes and you would never repeat them, because guess what? You're working on evolving, you're working on becoming a better person. So even the mistakes, like my marriages, I'm grateful for them because they've shown me who I should be and who I should not be, and who I don't want to be with in the future, right? And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that moment when I meet my husband and we can really come together, not out of a place of lust, but out of a place of growth and humility and love, and because we just want to be with each other, because we love each other and we just want to share our lives. Like, I can't wait for that moment. But in this moment, it's about me working on being authentic and grateful for where I am, and I don't mind to norms and dogmas and stigmas and all those things anymore, right? Been there, done that, and I'm not judging anybody, but I'm only sharing. Number 7 is living with an abundant mindset. Did you know? So I was reading this study, and did you know that there is this study that was done? I can't remember the year, but it said that people who are optimistic, they live, like, I guess 10 years longer. They live way longer than people who are always whining and complaining. Like, stress and whining and complaining does something to your inner self, to your inner being, right? So they live because and it said gratitude, right? They're not complaining. So an abundant mindset begins with that also. Not complaining or whining, but looking ahead, being optimistic, being hopeful. Yes, it didn't work out today, but maybe it just might work out, just may work out tomorrow, right? So yeah, an abundant mindset. What does that look like? Working on yourself, thinking that life is going to be better, making a plan of action for yourself. Have to have an A and a plan of action, a B, you have to have a backup plan, a C, you have to have a comeback plan when that backup plan doesn't work, a D, you have to have a developmental plan, and an E, you have to have a what? An empowerment and an engaging plan. Like, how am I gonna engage other people when things doesn't work out? How am I gonna do this, right? So yeah, abundant mindset. And for everybody that is so different, but for me it begins with gratitude and having a plan of action for your life. Always have an ABCDE, right? Because life is not straight, and life is ups and down, and life is full with detours. So when you have your A, your plan of action, and it may just not work out, have a B, have your backup plan, right? And your C, your comeback plan, and your D, your developmental plan, right? And your E, your empowerment, your educational, your engagement plan. Like, just have all of those things in place, because guess what? Life is gonna happen. But you must be in a state of abundance, have an abundant mindset. So those are the 7 things that I just wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for being here. And I can go over again, the A factors of wellness, of as you're evolving, of well-being and wellness is A, please stay active. B, number 2, align yourself. C, number 3, accept yourself. For D, alleviate the things that are not working for you. Anchor yourself in your truth. Your truth. Remember that. It's your truth. Not anybody's truth, not your dad, not your mother, not your sister, no. Your truth. You would know in its truth because it's in your gut, and your gut would tell you everything. Right? Number 6, focus on living an authentic life. There's nothing more peaceful than living an authentic life and just breathing in peace and know that you're at peace, like at peace with yourself, and you're doing the best you can with what you have in that moment. There's nothing like that, right? And number 7, living with an abundant mindset. And I know a lot of these things may sound so cliche, but listen, try one thing on this list, and when you try that, if you're successful, try the other one and see how that goes. And I know that life gets in the way at times, but listen, if you try the A factors of wellness, if you try any of these A factors, your life would change. It may not change immediately, but if you keep doing it, if you keep going, you're going to see the results. So yes, that's all I have to share with you today. As I always say, work on yourself and heal. Continue to transform your life. And by transforming your life, you inspire others to do the same. Bye now.